Hi everyone, welcome back to the Good to Know channel. Today, we're diving deeper into something that's been buzzing in the longevity world. Urolithin A versus NAD plus versus PQQ. UA, NAD plus, PQQ, is your head spinning yet in confusion, not really understanding what each of these supplements actually does? And do you need them all, or do they just compete with each other? If you're over 40 and feeling that energy dip, dealing with muscle fatigue, body ailments, or new conditions arising since the pandemic, or just curious about optimizing your mitochondria, the powerhouse of your cells, I'm hoping to bring clarity to the confusion. I've pulled together the latest insights from experts like Dr. Brad Stanfield, Dr. Rhonda Patrick, and recent 2025-2026 studies to break it down simply and thoroughly. We'll cover the mechanisms, benefits, head-to-head comparisons, why stacking might be key, and even a phase plan to get you started. Let's get into it. I've expanded on everything with more details and fresh research to give you the full picture. First off, let's talk about Urolithin A, or UA for short. It's this fascinating postbiotic that your gut bacterium makes from polyphenols in foods like pomegranates, berries, walnuts, and even some teas. But here's the catch. Only about 30 to 40% of us produce it naturally due to variations in our microbiomes, and that drops to as low as 10% in some populations, like parts of the US, according to recent microbiome studies. If you're not one of the lucky ones, supplements can bridge the gap. UA's big claim to fame is kickstarting mitophagy, which is basically your cell's way of cleaning out old, damaged mitochondria and making room for fresh, efficient ones. Think of it as a cellular declutter to keep your energy factory running smoothly. Research from the Swiss Institute of Technology and others shows it extended worms' lifespan by up to 45%, beating out some NAD plus boosters in head-to-head animal tests. In humans, over 50 randomized trials worldwide link it to better muscle strength, reduced inflammation, and even immune rejuvenation. For instance, a landmark 2025 study in Nature Aging, a randomized placebo-controlled trial with middle-aged adults, found that 1,000 milligrams of Urolithin A for just 28 days shifted their CD8 plus T cells to a more youthful, less exhausted state. What are your CD8 plus T cells, you might be thinking? These are your immune cells that directly kill virus-infected or abnormal cells, helping your body eliminate threats quickly and keeping your immune system strong. It also boosted mitochondrial biogenesis via your PGC-1A upregulation, which simply means revving up your cell's energy production and efficiency, and it improved fatty oxidation in immune cells as well. Participants saw a 0.5% point increase in their naive-like CD8 plus cells and a 14.7% boost point in oxidation capacity. In a nutshell, even these seemingly small improvements provide a modest rise in youthful, fresh, naive-like CD8 plus immune cells, which naturally dwindle with age, making us more vulnerable to new infections. Plus a solid jump in their ability to burn fats for long-lasting energy, instead of relying on quick sugar, which tires them out faster. These all signal real potential for Urolithin A to help recharge and rejuvenate an aging immune system in just 4 weeks, supporting better overall protection and resilience as we get older. Secondary outcomes were equally encouraging. Low plasma cytokines, meaning your immune system calms down, chronic inflammation drops, and your body shifts toward a more balanced healing state. Providing more natural killer cells, basically your body's internal security team, having more of them provides stronger protection against threats without ramping up unnecessary inflammation, and better T cell activation, keeping your immune system alert, well-trained and responsive, not overactive or sluggish. Another 2025 trial from Timeline showed Urolithin A improved immune energetics and reduced inflammation markers after 4 weeks. But as Dr. Stanfield points out in his reviews, we're still in the early days. No massive breakthroughs in things like grip strength yet, and long-term data is still building. But if you're not a natural producer, supplements like Mitopure, which is a clinically tested form, could definitely help. But always check with a doctor or healthcare practitioner, especially if you have any gut issues. Now, shifting to NAD+, or nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. This coenzyme is crucial for energy production, DNA repair, and activating those longevity proteins called sirtuins. It's like that fuel that keeps your cellular engines humming. Our levels drop as we age, by up to 50% by age 50, leading to fatigue, slower recovery, and metabolic slowdowns. Boosters like NMN, which is a nicotinamide mononucleotide, or NR, which is nicotinamide riboside, are popular precursors that convert to NAD+ in your body more efficiently than direct NAD+ supplements like niacinamide. Studies show that they can ramp up ATP production and support brain health, with nicotinamide riboside often edging out for quicker energy boosts due to its stability. In one 2025 review in NPJ Metabolic Health and Disease, both NMN and NR were shown to improve mitochondrial morphology via DRP1, which is a protein that helps mitochondria divide and stay healthy, so your cells produce energy more efficiently, showing it reduced oxidative stress through antioxidants and enhanced insulin sensitivity in aging models. A 2025 New York Times piece highlighted ongoing trials where NAD+ boosters slowed cellular aging in mice, with human data suggesting 40 to 90% NAD+ increases short term. For example, a 60-day user experiment in videos reported better sleep and gym performance with 900 milligrams of nicotinamide mononucleotide, backed by a 2023-2025 meta-analysis in the Journals of Gerontology, showing NR, which is a nicotinamide riboside, up to 3,000 milligrams daily improved mitochondrial function and reduced oxidative stress in over 60 trials. NMN shines in neuroprotection. A 2025 study in toxicology showed it mitigated folate-induced brain damage in mice, restoring NAD+, reducing inflammation and fixing blood-brain barrier leaks. But not all precursors are equal. Niacinamide, a cheaper form, is great for maintenance at 500 to 1,000 milligrams, while NMN, 500 to 1,000 milligrams, or NR, 300 to 500 milligrams, excels for acute needs like post-illness recovery or high-stress periods. Side effects? Mostly safe, but start low to avoid mild jitters or nausea, as noted in safety reviews up to 3,000 milligrams. Then there's PQQ, or pyrroloquinone quinone, a vitamin-like compound found in small amounts in foods like kiwi, natto, green tea, spinach, and parsley. Think of it as nature's mitochondrial architect. PQQ is all about mitochondrial biogenesis, helping your body make brand new, healthy mitochondria. Think of them as more tiny power plants in your cells for better energy and cell function. It's also a super antioxidant, reportedly 7 to 100 times stronger than vitamin C in neutralizing free radicals, reducing oxidative stress, inflammation, and cellular damage. Research highlights its role in reducing inflammation and enhancing energy, especially when stacked with CoQ10 or ubiquinol for synergy. That's another supplement you'll definitely want to investigate if you haven't heard of it yet. I have a video on CoQ10, ubiquinol in my playlist, which I highly recommend you listen to as well. Now, in neurodegenerative models, it blocked cell damage and boosted nerve growth factor, potentially shielding against Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and brain injuries. A 2025 study in Metabolism Open found that while PQQ didn't affect body weight or energy metabolism in mice that were on normal or high-fat diets, it significantly enhanced hepatic, which is your liver mitochondrial biogenesis, and antioxidant capabilities, upregulating genes like your PGC-1A, which is again the master regulator boosting your cell's energy production and efficiency without altering food intake. Another 2025 paper in Aging Research Reviews compared PQQ to NMN and NR, noting PQQ's unique anti-aging effects key proteins with synergistic potential when combined, meaning it helps turn on these key proteins, being your SRT1 and your PGC-1A, that supports your cell's energy, repair, and longevity, which can slow down aging at the cellular level. Think of it this way. PQQ activates the pathway, while NAD+ precursors supply the fuel. A 2025 review in the journal Neural Regeneration Research looked at how PQQ works in different types of lab-grown cells and found that it helps increase the number and activity of mitochondria, though the results can vary depending on the dose in the specific situation. People who take it regularly at 10 to 40 milligrams often say they notice sharper thinking and better brain function, while animal studies show that it can help prevent muscle wasting, like keeping muscles stronger as we age, improve overall metabolism, and even hint at longer life in some models. Best of all, it's generally very safe with hardly any side effects when used at normal doses. So how do they stack up? It's best to understand it this way. Urolithin A is a cleaner upper, focusing on mitophagy to remove junk mitochondria. Think decluttering your cellular garage, with strong human evidence from 2025 Nature Aging for Immune and Muscle Rejuvenation. NAD Plus is the fuel provider, powering up what's left with ATP, sirtuin activation, and repair signals backed by over 60 trials showing broad metabolic and cognitive benefits. And PQQ is the builder, stimulating new mitochondria via PGC-1A, that master regulator of energy metabolism, and acting as a potent antioxidant, with 2025 studies emphasizing its neuroprotective edge over NAD plus boosters in brain models. Many experts, including in a 2025 Frontiers in Aging study, say they're better together for full spectrum mitochondrial support. Clean, fuel, and build. Preclinical data from 2022 to 2025 on combinations show stronger reductions in mitochondrial dysfunction and synaptic toxicities. That brings us to a smart sequencing plan, mimicking your cell's natural cycle where mitophagy precedes biogenesis and fueling. Here's what I would recommend. Start with Urolithin A alone for 2 to 4 weeks to prime the mitophagy cleanup. It acts fast, with effects in days to weeks, reducing inflammation and creating efficiency, as seen in the 2025 Nature Aging trials quick immune shifts. Then, add NAD plus boosters like 500 to 1,000 milligrams of NMN or 3 to 500 milligrams of NR, plus 10 to 40 milligrams of PQQ. I would aim for 20 milligrams of PQQ. This lets NAD plus fuel the refreshed mitochondria, while PQQ builds more, with studies like the 2025 Aging Research Reviews showing mitophagy triggers biogenesis naturally, and UA supporting that via PGC-1A. Dosing examples: Urolithin A at 500 to 1,000 milligrams daily, NAD plus precursor, 500 to 1,000 milligrams of NMN, or 3 to 500 milligrams of NR, PQQ, 10 to 40 milligrams daily. When purchasing these supplements, it's key to focus on their active forms and any necessary precursors to ensure effectiveness and quality. Urolithin A doesn't require precursors, as supplements provide it directly. Look for products that explicitly list urolithin A as the main ingredient, ideally in a pure bioavailable form like MitoPure to match clinical studies. For NAD plus boosters, prioritize those containing proven precursors such as NMN, which is nicotinamide mononucleotide, or NR, which is nicotinamide riboside, which your body converts efficiently into NAD+. Steer clear of vague NAD+ support labels without these, as less effective forms like plain niacin or niacinamide may not deliver the same benefits. PQQ also doesn't need precursors and it's supplemented directly. Ensure the label specifies PQQ, often as pyrroloquinone, quinone disodium salt, as the active component for reliable potency and absorption. Synergy? These three are highly complementary and often stacked long-term. Many products now combine UA plus PQQ plus NAD plus elements, with no major interactions reported. They're generally safe together, as per 2025 safety reviews. So when monitoring, I would track your energy, recovery, muscle performance, or even sleep quality. Benefits may take 4 to 12 weeks to notice fully, but blood work for your inflammation markers like your CRP or your IL-6, NAD plus levels, or mitochondrial tests can quantify progress. While most people just take them all daily for convenience, with strong results from trials like the 2025 NMN neurotoxicity study, this phased approach could optimize the process, especially if you're sensitive or new to these. Remember though, always consult your doctor or healthcare practitioner first, get baseline blood work done, and monitor for any individual response like mild digestive tweaks. Wrapping up, whether you're battling age-related decline, inflammaging, or just biohacking for peak performance, UA, NAD+, and PQQ could be game changers, especially stacked smartly with support from 2025 to 2026 studies showing real mitochondrial and immune boosts. For even more in-depth breakdowns on each one, check out my dedicated videos in my playlist covering Urolithin A, NAD+ boosters, and PQQ individually. I dive deeper into the science, dosing nuances, real user experiences, and the latest research. I highly recommend you head over and listen to those videos in my playlist to get the full picture before starting your stack. I've also provided some links to the vendors I mentioned in the video to help get you started with confidence. If this helped unpack the science in a relatable way, hit that like button, subscribe for more evidence-based health deep dives, and drop a comment with your thoughts or experiences. Thanks for watching. Stay energized and healthy out there, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.